General Hospital spoilers update for the week of July 28th, August 1st reveals that Michael Corinthos will make an important choice while Emma Scorpio Drake and Emma&Gio Palmieri scheme. Martin Gray will also score some new intel, so here's what viewers can look forward to. After Jack Brennan updates Jocelyn Jacks on some new orders, Joss will tackle a Carly Spencer crisis. It looks like Anna Devane's recent discussion with Carly stirred up some worries about Vaughn and the kind of guy he is. Carly won't want Jocelyn to feel like she's controlling her love life, but she'll share some concerns anyway. Jocelyn will probably have to play Vaughn up as an amazing man now that Brennan's pressuring them to step up their fake couple game. Meanwhile, Willow Tate will decide the fate of her marriage ceremony. It appears Willow may slam on the brakes and refuse to marry Drew Kane in the end. Cody Bell and Tracy Quartermain will get some news that pleases them, so maybe they'll hear that Drew's wedding day became a nightmare. Whatever the case, Elizabeth Baldwin will open her home to a new house guest, so that may become Willow's new place after moving out of Drew's residence. Alexis Davis will seek answers later, so she may fume over Scout Kane's pain and confusion. It could leave Alexis turning to Drew for clarification on exactly why his nuptials crumbled. As for Nina Reeves, she'll meet up with Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson after any additional wedding drama wraps up. Curtis will take responsibility for Willow blowing up at Nina and will be sorry for hurting Nina by revealing her secret. Nina may get past it quickly since she was going to spill to Willow anyway, so Willow was going to blow up regardless. Portia Robinson understands what it's like to have a buried secret come back to bite you, so she'll offer Nina some support. Next, Martin will uncover some interesting information. After reading that letter addressed to Monica Quartermain, Martin may do some digging and learn more about the sender. There's a good chance this ties in with an upcoming storyline about Monica's estranged sister, so Martin will keep working to score more secrets. Back with Nina, GH spoilers say she'll make a play that's hush-hush. It's possible Nina will try to secretly check on Willow and see how she's holding up. On the other hand, Nina may want some Drew payback and take steps to get it. Even Willow could have some revenge in mind, since she'll make a big promise. That said, Willow's promise might also tie in with her efforts to convince Michael that she's done with Drew. This could be Willow's opportunity to score visitation with the kids, but only if Michael gets on board. While Michael faces that important decision, Jason Morgan will interrogate Liesl Obrecht about Britt Westbourne's demise. Jason will want to know every detail and will ultimately turn to Liz for some assistance too. Elizabeth's link to the hospital could help Jason as he tries to nail down what happened on Britt's last night alive. Since Jason believes Britt could be alive, and we know she really is, he'll keep working to prove his theory and will spill it to Anna later. Over with Rick Lansing, he'll have a new client. Rick will have a fresh case to work on, so it'll be interesting to see who'll be paying him next. Finally, Emma will divulge some info to Gio and scheme with him. Gio and Emma are about to work together on a sneaky plan, so they may decide to break in Professor Henry Hank Dalton's lab together. General Hospital spoilers say Emma&Gio will grow closer in the midst of all their scheming, so stay tuned to see if they might kiss soon. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The General Hospital scoop for Monday, July 28 hints Willow Tate will have a tough choice to make about Drew Kane. Also coming up, Carly Spencer will be shocked by Jason Morgan's suggestion. Plus, Christina Corinthos will confide in Michael Corinthos. And Cody Bell will be surprised by Molly Lansing's attitude. GH spoilers tease. Christina will have a chat with her brother. It's looking like she'll tell him about cutting Ava Jerome's brakes and causing Rick Lansing and Elizabeth Baldwin's car crash. Then she'll tell him it gets worse. What could possibly be worse than the people you tried to kill? Michael asks his sister in Monday's GH sneak peek. So, will she tell him Rick and Ava are blackmailing her mother? Over with Carly, who will be taken aback by Jason's plan. He thinks Britt Westbourne is alive, and he just needs to prove it. You're not thinking about digging her up, are you? Carly will ask Jason. But is he? Meanwhile, after putting sunscreen on his back, Molly will abruptly turn on Cody. When he suggests he needs more, she'll be angry. "You're not worried about sun exposure," Molly will tell him. "You just want my hands on you." Finally, after learning her own mother was sleeping with Drew at the same time she was falling for him, Willow will need to make a decision. On Friday's GH, she entered the chapel in her wedding dress, as her fiancé beamed. On Monday, Lucy Coe will ask the attendees to speak now or forever hold your peace. So, is Willow going to go through with marrying Drew to get her kids back? Or will she humiliate him by dumping him at the altar? At any rate, it looks like a great episode is coming up. Keep reading the Soap Scoop for more General Hospital spoilers and news. And make sure you join our free GH Facebook group. Next on GH, Jason and Obrecht discuss Britt. Tracy and Cody are pleased. Martin gets intriguing information. In addition to Jason and Obrecht discussing Britt, General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, July 29th, 2025, will also focus on Curtis offering an apology and Portia consoling Nina. After a look at this week's GH video preview, it's clear that Jason isn't going to let this Britt thing go anytime soon. He's going to search for her, and to do that, he needs to talk to Obrecht. Obrecht, so far, is acting like she doesn't know that Britt's alive. But can we count on that? She is pretty good at being up to speed on everything. When Jason and Obrecht discuss Britt, as the teaser suggests, how far does this conversation go? Obrecht could be the key to getting Britt back. Curtis and Portia both tried to talk sense into Willow. On Tuesday, presumably after the wedding drama ends, Curtis offers an apology. This may be about making things right with Nina. He knows that he betrayed a friend, but in his mind, he did it for the greater good. Regardless, he has to feel bad about his actions. If it isn't Nina that he's apologizing to, then it could be because Portia is busy consoling Nina, whose relationship with her daughter just imploded. Portia knows the pain that Nina is experiencing, plus they are both going through a rough time right now. Nina needs a little empathy, and Portia's willing to provide it. Meanwhile, Tracy and Cody are pleased. Maybe they see developments in their respective schemes. Namely, removing Sunny from Port Charles and seducing Ava. Finally, when Martin gets intriguing information, this could be about the letter he found at Drew's. Maybe he discovers more about who wrote that letter and/or the intent behind it. Although he's relatively new to General Hospital, Adrian and Chando's Marco has already been through the ringer. Because his dad, Sidwell, allegedly had Charlie's pub torched, nearly killing Christina in the process, Sunny sought revenge. He had Marco kidnapped and worked over a little bit, so that Sidwell would back off from his plan to oust Sunny from Port Charles. That worked, but Sidwell has sworn that he'll retaliate. Encondo was the latest guest on Bernard's mental health show, State of Mind, and revealed important parts of his past. General Hospital's newest star, Adrian Encondo, explained that his mother had him when she was 18 years old, so I was basically raised by my grandparents because my mom was so young. He added that in a sad turn of events, my mom ended up having my brother and moved to New York and left me with my grandparents. Ultimately, he and his grandparents moved to Puerto Rico. Although he missed his mother, he stated that he and his grandparents made some wonderful memories there, living in a mountainous region. He further explained that his grandmother was irritated by the situation and told him that they would bring him to New York. They ultimately moved to Brooklyn, and Anchondo got to be with my brother again and then met my stepfather. His troubled past was fraught with trauma, and the General Hospital actor explained, "I was haunted by Freddy Krueger when I was younger. Like, I had nightmares that were so... I was 7 or 8. It was bad." With the perspective of adulthood now in his purview, Antondo explained, "I think that at that age, Freddy Krueger was also like my stepfather. Like, he kind of represented my stepfather. I just didn't understand it at that time. I would have, very realistic nightmares and feel the pain," he stated, adding, "My body would be vibrating when I would wake up." He recalled being religious and praying often. "I was like, I want to dream about Freddy. I'm ready to dream about him," he explained. Further noting that the next time he dreamed about the horror movie villain, "I went up to him and I hugged him. And then I never had another nightmare again." General Hospital spoilers report the fallout between Willow Corinthos and her mother, Nina Reeves, exploded after Curtis Ashford exposed Nina's steamy fling with Drew Quartermain. Willow is reeling from the betrayal, especially since Drew is her fiancé, and the fans are gushing that this could shatter their fragile mother-daughter bond. After the last couple of years of Nina trying to reform herself for Willow's sake, will this scandal send her spiraling back to her scheming ways? Could Nina's dark turn threaten any hope of a relationship with Willow in the future? Willow thought she had finally built a connection with Nina, but Curtis' revelation about Nina's affair with Drew has fans dishing out their real feelings. Willow's devastation runs deep. Not only has Drew betrayed her, but her mother's role in the scandal feels like a knife to the heart. Nina spent so long trying to be good enough for Willow, curbing her manipulative streak and making amends she never thought she would. But this fling could undo it all. Now we're left wondering if Willow will cut Nina out for good, or if her pain will push her to confront her mother head-on. Will this betrayal end their bond forever? If Willow cuts Nina out of her life at this point, it's going to leave both of them without the support they were previously receiving from each other. Being as close as they were, the sudden chasm between them will create quite the void. Willow might be busy with her new husband and stepdaughter, with plenty of concerns about her own children on her mind, but Nina is going to have a tough go at filling her time. You know what they say about idle hands. Will Nina lash out at Curtis for telling Willow the truth just to save Portia Robinson? And if so, will she take Portia down with her for drugging Drew just to retaliate against Curtis? Examining this mother-daughter clash, Nina's potential slide back to villainy looms large. Will Willow forgive her mother's betrayal with Drew? Or will Nina's spiral, fueled by rejection, unleash chaos, like sabotaging Curtis or digging up dirt on Drew to finally take him down for good? Carly Spencer, protective as ever, could take a surprising stance and rally behind Willow, escalating the feud now that she isn't such a fan of Nina's again. Some fans are itching for Nina to drift back to her old ways, while others pray she holds true to the woman she has finally grown up to be. Stay tuned to see if Nina's dark side resurfaces, or if Willow finds a way to heal. Fans are still lamenting the death of Dex Heller on General Hospital. The character had so much potential as a replacement for Sonny's right-hand man, Jason. But circumstances changed, leading him to become a cop, and he was later killed by the villainous Cyrus Renaud. Ever since he left, Hofer's been living his best life and recently shared some fun he had on social media. Former General Hospital star Evan Hofer wrote on Instagram, "Where am I?" No, he wasn't lost or having an existential crisis. Rather, he shared a photo of himself walking past what looks like the wreckage and fuselage of a crashed plane. In fact, he shared several photos, with only one other connecting to his first pic. In it, he and a friend were standing in front of a more plane wreckage, consisting of the main body with no roof, and you could see the rows of empty seats. Fan at Jerry T. Plummer guessed, "On your way back to Port Charles, back from the dead to rescue Joss Eden McCoy from Vaughn Bryce Durfee, who is Jagger Cates, Adam J. Harrington's son." Sadly, that wasn't true, because he was really at the Universal Studios Hollywood backlot, specifically at the War of the Worlds plane crash set. He was clearly enjoying life because the final photo was of him at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, specifically on Main Street, USA. There was a shop in the background marked Main Street Magic, which sells magic tricks, novelties, and gags. Some of the other pics he posted included him enjoying a cup of tea while dressed sharply, various shots of him walking around a city and working on a production, and one other photo showed him and a different buddy enjoying the King Arthur Carousel in a Fantasyland, also at Disney Anaheim. Former General Hospital actress Jacqueline Grace Lopez, who played Blaze, had a head-scratching response with, "Not again." We're not exactly sure what she was referring to, but it was nice to see another GH alum participating in the discussion. At Evamlay1 commented, "You're going back to save Jocelyn. You were awesome on General Hospital. Seriously." Two followers guessed correctly, with @PaulinHa74 writing, "Backlot tour at Universal Studios," and @Gleonardo9458 coming close by, asking Disney World? People often confuse Disney World in Florida with Disneyland in California, but the fan was on the right track. Welcome to the family. Just 2 months after tying the knot with Chef Michelle Lundstrom, General Hospital's Steve Burton has revealed a new addition to their family. Burton and Lundstrom married on May 17, 2025, after a year of dating, blending their families, Lundstrom's 2 daughters and Burton's son and 2 daughters. Now, the couple have jointly taken to Instagram to introduce the world to Wyatt, their 8-week-old toy Australian Shepherd puppy. "Welcome home, Wyatt Burton. Meet the sweetest addition to our family," they wrote in the caption. "He's super new, only 8 weeks old. Seriously the cutest little fluffy guy. We all love him." The Instagram reel featured several clips of Lundstrom bringing Wyatt home and introducing him to the family, and ended with a sweet snap of Burton holding the new pup. Fans flooded the comments with love for the little guy, while GH co-stars Bradford Anderson and Maura West liked the reel. This puppy reveal comes not long after GH introduced a new dog on the show. The beagle named Outback is currently living at Anna's apartment after being taken in by Emma&Gio. But considering Professor Dalton's habit of experimenting on animals, things may turn dramatic quick for Outback and her new family. As for Burton's character, Jason has got his hands full with a new venture after spotting a woman who resembled the supposedly deceased Brit. This week on GH, Jason will seek answers from Liesl, and only time will tell if he discovers that Brit wasn't so dead after all, and the two can rekindle their old flame. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease weird weddings, friends' apologies, and big decisions. Willow Tate's and Drew Kane's weird wedding continues, Curtis Ashford apologizes, and Michael Corinthos has a big decision to make. Monday, July 28th. Willow and Drew's weird wedding continues, with Willow seeming weirder than usual. She walks down the middle of the church with around 8 guests towards the front. In the meantime, Jocelyn Jacks gets some WSB orders from Jack Brennan in the WSB field office. Elsewhere, Jason Morgan will track down Liesl Obrecht, who's still at Willow and Drew's wedding. At the Metro Court pool, Christina Corinthos Davis confides in Michael. In the meantime, Molly Lansing Davis, who's also at the pool, picks a fight. Tuesday, July 29th. Curtis apologizes, most likely to Nina Reeves for telling Willow that she and Drew slept together while Willow and Drew were falling in love. Portia Robinson will attempt to comfort the broken-hearted Nina. In the meantime, Martin Gray will get some intriguing information, might that have to do with the letter he found to Monica Quartermain? Elsewhere, Jason has tracked down Liesl, and they have a conversation about Britt Westbourne. Plus, Tracy Quartermain and Cody Bell are pleased about something. Wednesday, July 30th. Michael has a big decision to make, while elsewhere, Nina makes a covert play. What might Nina have up her sleeve this time? Rick Lansing will get a new client. It'll be interesting to see who this new client might be. In the meantime, Elizabeth Weber takes in a house guest. Perhaps Isaiah Gannon's money trap is trapping a little too much money? Finally, Curtis debriefs with Trina Robinson over the latest. Thursday, July 31st, Jason seeks a favor from Elizabeth. Perhaps he wants medical files on how Britt died, since she may not be so dead after all. In the meantime, Willow makes a vow. It doesn't sound like she's on that honeymoon to France Drew set up. Elsewhere, Dante Falconeri opens up to Anna Devane. Speaking of opening up, Carly opens up and shares her concerns with Jocelyn. And Emma Scorpio Drake takes Gio Palmieri into her confidence. Friday, August 1st. Jason shares his suspicions with Anna, while elsewhere, Alexis Davis demands answers. In the meantime, Felicia Scorpio counsels Lucas Jones. Might she be wary of his new love Marco as well? And it seems like many in Port Charles are asking questions and wanting answers now. Dante has questions for Danny. Morgan, might they be about that file he and Rocco Falconeri found about Britt? In the meantime, Emma&Gio make a plan. General Hospital is shifting its storyline, with some characters leaving and new ones arriving. As a mob war brews in Port Charles, a few may become collateral damage. Meanwhile, Rocco's birth story and Jason's accidental sighting lead to Kelly Thiebaud's return as Britt. Last week, Willow's wedding brought major drama. Curtis exposed Drew's affair with Nina, which she admitted to. Willow cut ties with her mother, but was still married to Drew. Later, Drew and Nina discovered Willow had been stalking Sasha's baby, causing Sasha to leave town. Elsewhere, Sonny held Marco hostage to send Sidwell a message for his nasty plot against Christina. When released, Marco refused to name Sonny in his statement, but vowed to side with his father in the mob war. Marco's predicament also caused a fallout between Carly and Lucas. On another train, Rocco met Liesl Obrecht again at the Metro Court pool, leading to Lulu and Dante's concerns. Spotting Obrecht at the poolside, Jason planned to talk to her about Britt's death, particularly after having a glimpse of a Britt lookalike. Elsewhere on the long-running ABC soap, Brooke Lynn officially dismissed her mother from deception. Kelly Thiebaud's Britt died on the General Hospital storyline in 2003. However, July 2025 saw Kelly Thiebaud in an airport scene. While Steve Burton's Jason spotted the woman who looked like Britt, he could not follow up on her identity. Meanwhile, Rocco's birth story has brought up Britt Westbourne's name many times. Moreover, Thiebaud's return has already been announced, and it may be for a longer story arc than the short glimpse of July. However, whether she plays Britt or another character is unclear as of now. Ahead of Thiebaud's arrival, Gotti returned to the General Hospital plot. She tied up with Rocco's story arc, as well as Nina's arc. As the soap's storyline presented, Rocco sent a mail to grandmother Obrecht, introducing himself and expressing a wish to meet. As such, Obrecht met the teenager at a cafe where they discussed Britt and his life. Later, she also chatted up with him at the Metro Court pool. She was later seen catching up with Nina and Willow. She noticed the sinister change in Willow's character and apprised Nina about the same. She was also seen at Willow's wedding. Gotti is expected to remain in the show for a few more months. Drew Kane's daughter was an important part of Sam's exit storyline, where she shared a close bond with Rocco and Danny. While Scout had been missing from the General Hospital storyline since she moved to her father's new house, she made a recent appearance in Drew's wedding arc. Scout was seen bringing a gift for Drew's bride-to-be. As Willow appreciated the photograph of her with Scout, the latter wanted to know if she would be addressing the new bride as her mother. However, Willow assured the girl that Sam would always remain her mother. The next episode saw her praising Willow's appearance to her father, who promised that they would live happily ever after. Recently, there have been reports on Tristan Rogers' battle with cancer. As such, his appearances on the soap have been minimal of late. He was last seen on General Hospital a year ago as he left the town with Holly. However, on July 18, 2025, Rogers made a small cameo as he welcomed his daughter and newborn granddaughter at his home in Paris. He opened the door for Sasha. He was also seen reluctantly thanking Jason for bringing his daughter home safe. Miragi's Greta was seen at the Metro Court pool eyeing a bag put down by Professor Dalton. She was also seen exchanging glances with the professor. Since Jocelyn wanted to check the contents of the bag, she asked Danny to pay special attention to Greta. While leaving, Greta tipped Danny and left with the mysterious bag. Later, she was seen at the airport, shadowed by Vaughn and Jocelyn. As Vaughn chatted her up, Joss placed a tracker on her. Greta was seen leaving Port Charles. Matsson stepped into the character of Sasha in 2018. While on recurring cast, Sophia Matsson's Sasha became an integral part of the General Hospital storyline as she carried Michael's baby, pretending to be Jason's girlfriend. As Michael's custody battle exposed Sasha's baby's parentage, Daisy was born inside the courtroom. Later, Willow was seen messing with the baby, starting with a baby switch at the hospital and following up to Daisy's brief kidnapping. This left Sasha worried for her child's safety, connecting the stalking to Sonny's mob clash. As such, she left Port Charles to stay with her father, Robert, in Paris. Sasha was last seen on-screen on July 18, 2025. General Hospital fans were surprised to find Nicole Paggi playing Maxie Jones on July 3, 2025. As the regular actor, Kristen Storms took a break from the show. Initially, Paggi stepped in for 2 episodes. Later, Storms announced on her social media handle that she was going on a road trip and would not make an appearance for some time. As such, Maxie Jones is presumably away from Port Charles on a business trip. She sent Willow's wedding plan through Spinelli. Elizabeth was heard praising Maxie's planning as it kept everything on time. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Molly Lansing Davis could learn the truth about Christina Corinthos Davis's role in the car crash that ultimately injured Rick Lansing and Elizabeth Baldwin. Molly could uncover that Christina is trying to push together Cody Bell and Ava Jerome and wonder why. Being a shrewd lawyer, Molly could start to put it all together. The wheels would start turning in Molly's head, and she would start to look into Cody's sudden interest in Ava. Molly knows that something is up, and she has seen Cody and Christina chatting multiple times. She could realize that Christina is pushing Cody and Ava together, and she knows Christina's motives are not pure. Molly knows that Christina is up to no good, and she realizes that Christina is trying to keep her and Cody apart. Molly could start to look into this and know that Christina is plotting. She could see Rick to see what is going on between them now. Molly could overhear Rick and Ava discussing the accident and that Christina cut the brakes on Rick's car, believing it was Ava's. She then would realize that something is not right. Then she overhears them saying that they need to press Alexis Davis for more money. Molly would immediately realize that Alexis knows and they are blackmailing her. After overhearing the truth, Molly would head to confront Christina and Alexis. Molly would ask Christina if it's true. Did she cut the brakes on Rick's car believing it was Ava's car? A distraught Christina would break down and admit it's true. Molly would be livid and lay into. Alexis would tell her to stop, and Molly won't have it. She would tell Alexis that once again she protected Christina and couldn't tell her the truth. She would put the pieces together. That is why Alexis was considering institutionalizing Christina. Molly would tell her that she is done with both of them for good and will never forgive them for their lies and deceit. She would tell Christina that she deserves everything she gets. She would cut ties with both her sister and mother permanently. What do you think? Do you think that Molly put the pieces together about the car accident? Will Molly confront Christina and Alexis? Will Molly ever be able to ever forgive them? Keep watching General Hospital weekdays on ABC to find out what's next, and to check back right here for all your latest General Hospital information, news and spoilers. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, July 28th. Friday, August 1st. Tease 1, Port Charles woman has a decision, I do or I don't. And another's brings the question, is she or isn't she? As Willow Tate stands at the altar and Jason Morgan seeks answers about Britt Westbourne's survival. At the front of All Saints Church, Willow's and Drew Kane's wedding guests are still gathered as Willow has come to the altar and the two hold hands. Lucy Coe, who is officiating the wedding, says, "Speak now or forever hold your peace." Ava Jerome appears to be looking over at Nina Reeves with a knowing glance, waiting for her to stand up and object. She doesn't know that Willow already knows about Drew and Nina's affair, which overlapped Drew's and Willow's for about a month. What is Willow going to do as she slips her hands out of Drew's with a hurt look on her face, and Drew looking hopeful? In the meantime, a sad-looking Nina and an angry-looking Liesl Obrecht are no doubt hoping that Willow has finally gotten some sense into her head about Drew. Liesl does not yet know about Nina and Drew's partially concurrent affair, or that Nina admitted it to Willow, after Curtis Ashford had previously dropped the bombshell. Now the question is, will there be an I do, or will there be an I don't? As Willow seems to hesitate, will there be a runaway bride, with Drew left at the altar to wonder what happened? In Thursday's episode, Willow will make a vow, but will it be a wedding vow or a vow filled with vengeance? Jason will track down Liesl, most likely after the conclusion of the wedding ceremony, regardless of what happens. He can't get the memory of seeing Britt in Paris out of his head. He was on the way back from delivering Sasha Corbin and baby Daisy Gilmore to Robert Scorpio in the Paris airport. Suddenly, he saw who he is sure is Britt rush past him to board a flight to Dubrovnik, Croatia, and he tried to board the plane to talk to her, but was denied. Liesl now asks him, does he think Britt staged her own death, as he does some internet searching on a laptop looking for clues. He says Britt's still alive, he just has to be sure. In the meantime, Britt's looking at a laptop, and there's a knock on her door. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.